Hey, what's going on, guys? I hope you guys are having a good day. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World in the Black Business School. And I thought that I would jump in here for a minute and say hi. And I hope you guys are having a good day. There's a lot of reasons to be happy today. If you're black and you're proud, then say it loud because that's all that matters is that you love your people. So yeah, so why am I talking today? Why am I running my big mouth? Well, because I am an observer of the world, and I'm an observer of life and business and everything in between. And I happened to notice this really interesting situation with Magic Johnson. You know, I've been following Magic for a minute. Most of us know who Magic is. Most of us know about the great things Magic has done on the court. And it appears that Magic has this crazy situation going on with the Los Angeles Lakers, which was interesting because he was at the Lakers as the president when LeBron James came in, and you kind of felt like that was a good, just such a great fit, and you were really happy for him and LeBron, and you really kind of felt like this was something that's really going to work out. And then all of a sudden, all hell broke loose. All of a sudden, the Lakers have one of the shittiest seasons, of all time, and don't make the playoffs. It's LeBron's first time not being in the playoffs for years, and then Magic just ups and quits, and so there's a lot to sort of break down with that because, as you know, basketball is a business, and business is what I do. That's what interests me the most, especially Black people doing business, particularly a man like Magic. Magic is extremely successful. He's really done amazing things. I still remember us being how sad we were, when Magic made that announcement about the whole HIV thing way back in the day. Nobody expected Magic. If you'd asked most people back in the early to mid 90s, was Magic going to be around in the year 2019 making major moves? People would have said, hell to the no. Like, no way. This guy's going to be gone. He's out of here. He ain't got that much longer to live. And they thought he was going to go out like Eazy-E, And here Magic not only made it through the 90s, he made it through the 2000s and through the 2010s. And so, I find that fascinating. For that reason, I just have a lot of admiration for the guy. And he's not just lived, but he's actually thrived and prospered and done extremely well. And I just think there's a lot to be proud of there. Now, the interesting thing about Magic right now is that not only is he prospering, but he's getting in the drama. He's getting in the middle of everything, and so recently he didn't just quit the Los Angeles Lakers. He actually quit with a bang, and he had a lot to say about the Lakers organization. A lot of things that would be considered to be almost proprietary information about inner workings of the company, and that's just something to sort of process with that. And I'm gonna talk about that in a second. I just want, first of all, I shouldn't be rude. I should say hello and welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. If you're not Black and you're not intelligent, you may want to get the fuck out because this may not be the place for you. But if you are Black and intelligent and looking to build a better world, then we are your people. You have found your home. You have found your people. We are the other weirdos who actually think that maybe millions of our kids listening to rap, about Black genocide might actually hurt the community. You're talking to people who actually believe that it's good to make sure that our kids know how to read at an early age. Well, the people who also believe that maybe Black people should be starting businesses instead of complaining that white people don't hire us. That's just not going to get us very far. So I want to say welcome and hello. And I want to ask you guys, if you could, please hit that thumbs up button as we get started. Please hit the thumbs up button. I'm going to go down the list real quick. Shout out your city, by the way. Shout out the city that you're coming from. I see Murphy, Conscious Ether, Content of 01, Kawanu, Rivera, Tor Kanati, Jay Teamer, Denise, Larry, Tim, G. Scott, Amber. Amber said, hey, I caught you live. Hey, Amber, I'm glad you caught me, girl. Good to see you. Cleve Apollo. Let me see. Who else did I miss? I might have missed some. If I missed you, I'm sorry. I'll get you next time. I promise. C. Feezy and Derek. What's going down? All right. So here I made some thought. I wrote out some thoughts that I want to share on this so I can be efficient. with my thinking. Hit the thumbs up button. Please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe and all that stuff. Make sure you do all that right now. Right now, please do it right now so that we can, get more people into the conversation. All right. So the first thing is, I watched Magic's interview. I heard about Magic quitting with the Lakers. And I was like, wow, why did he quit? I thought that was like kind of a happy relationship because, Magic and the Lakers go way back. Magic was always known as the guy who was always smiling. I think they loved him in Showtime land because he was, he was a guy that was built for Showtime. He'd come down the court with the big old smile and be passing the ball around his head, and they were winning championships, and it's almost like they kind of lost that, kind of like the way the Dallas Cowboys, lost their magic that they had in the early 90s where it seemed like nobody could beat them. The Lakers lost that magic literally and figuratively. Magic Johnson and the magic of the team. And then they gained it back for a while with Kobe and Shaq, and they were winning championships again. But what you notice is that typically when you talk about teams, whether you talk about teams in basketball or in business or in life, sometimes when the team is winning or losing, that's when you start to see the drama. If things are losing, you start to see people blaming other people, and the team can break up because people are pissed off about losing, and they believe it's somebody else's fault. Or when they're winning, that's when egos start kicking in, and people start thinking that instead of saying it's everybody else's fault, they're saying that it's nobody else's fault. Like nobody else did this, nobody else was responsible for this but me. I'm the man. I'm the most important person. So then egos start clashing. Like that's what happened with the Dallas Cowboys with Jerry Jones and your boy, the coach. Somebody says the coach's name. I can't remember the guy's name. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, and I think the same thing happened with Kobe and Shaq, right? They started winning, and it's something about when you're either at the very bottom or at the very top that ruins these relationships, right? It's just like a marriage or something, right? Something about being at the bottom or being at the top, and so anyway, the Lakers, when they've gotten to the top, things have gotten kind of messy in the past with Kobe and Shaq, and they didn't just part ways. They parted ways dissing each other. Anybody remember that? Anybody remember when Shaq was up there rapping, Kobe couldn't do it without me? Remember he was rapping about it, right? And he was right. Kobe couldn't do it without him, but Kobe did all right. Kobe had a good career, so did Shaq, and they did great, but they were never as great apart as they were together. The Dallas Cowboys, same thing. The coach and the owner parted ways. They were never as great apart as they were together. And so that's a lesson. I think that's the first lesson in terms of, y'all know me, I'm a professor, so I'm always giving you teachable moments and teachable lessons on everything. So the fact of the matter is that you're usually better together than you are apart. So here's the thing. Here's the deal. Magic apparently, there's probably a lot of blame going around with the Lakers because the Lakers just suck this year, man. I mean, here you brought in LeBron with all this fanfare. I am a basketball fan, but I'm not a basketball expert. But I'm a brother, right? And brothers, for most brothers, tell me if you know what I'm talking about. Tell me if you get what I'm saying. For most brothers, you can't really be it's hard to, I'm gonna say you can't. It's hard to be a black man in America if you don't know something about basketball, something about hip hop. It doesn't mean that there aren't brothers out there that don't understand either. But usually to understand the experience of the black male in America, you got to understand hip hop and sports to a point, right? So like every other brother, I've watched thousands of basketball games, played in thousands of basketball games. So you kind of get a cursory understanding of it. Like when I went to China and I played basketball, they love basketball in China, by the way. All the boys play basketball in China. But I went to China and I was in my 30s and I was fat. And I still ran circles around those Chinese kids because they didn't grow up in the culture. We grew up in the culture, so I could probably go to China and damn near be a damn professional basketball player because they were so bad, And so I've watched this and I kind of analyzed things. And one of the things I remember thinking when LeBron left the Cleveland Cavaliers, I said, oh, he's probably going to the Rockets. That would make sense. And somebody said, well, maybe he's going to go to the Lakers. I said, that would make no sense from a basketball standpoint. Why would he go to the Lakers? The Lakers are not, he'll never win a championship again if he goes to the Lakers. And he went to the Lakers. And when he went, I did say this, it's on my Facebook. I said, I don't think LeBron's ever going to win a championship again. He's not a 22-year-old. He's a 30-something-year-old man now. I don't think he's going to win a championship again. This doesn't make a lot of sense. So anyways, but the thought that I had was, I said, okay, maybe LeBron is thinking about life after basketball, right? He's doing a great job as a film producer and everything else. He's making movies and documentaries and really good content. I'm talking about, I think he's making a movie about the NCAA and how they're robbing black people. And I just think it's extraordinary. And this is no shade to LeBron, but again, as a basketball fan, I was like, bro, you ain't gonna win shit in LA. LA, you going back in rebuilding phase. Why would you do that? That's like a 40, 50, 60-year-old grandma taking in a newborn baby. Like, by the time the baby goes to college, you're gonna be almost 80. Like, it didn't make any sense to me from a basketball standpoint, but from a business standpoint, it did. But really, the business, it appears that there's been a trade-off here for LeBron. He's getting closer to his Hollywood dream and his other business opportunities, it seems, but he's moving into the middle of just some dramatic bullshit. Especially given that the Lakers had a horrible season this year. Now everybody's throwing around the blame. Everybody's pissed off at everybody else, saying it's your fault that this happened. And apparently Magic was one of the guys that was getting some of the blame for what was going on with this team. And in addition to the blame, according to Magic, in this interview that he did, there's a guy by the name of Rob Pelinka, who is the general manager, I believe, of the Lakers, who Magic specifically called him out and said, this guy was the guy who was backstabbing me. This guy was the guy who was going behind my back. This was the guy who was dissing me. And I thought that was really strange, because you don't normally see that. Normally, when people quit their jobs, they just walk away and it's all good. And it made me wonder if there was a non-disparagement clause in his contract or anything to protect, the organization from this kind of chaos. You just wouldn't expect that. And because he was clearly saying things that are just surprising. You don't usually see people in that position walk away and just sort of bash not just their former employer, but bash individuals within the organization, unless they have a reason, unless they have an agenda, unless they're just really pissed off. So at the bottom line, at the very least, we can all agree that Magic is pissed. When Magic started, chitter chatting about everything that went on with the Lakers organization, my first thought was, why? Like, what's going on? He ain't just trying to debrief Stephen A and get cozy up with Stephen and do a comfortable interview. He's trying to cut out somebody's heart. He's trying to take somebody down. He's trying to blast somebody and fuck up somebody's shit. That's what Magic was trying to do, right? And I was like, oh, damn, man, he's pissed at somebody because he's up here telling everything, right? And the problem that Magic runs into, in my opinion, goes back to this saying that I heard that says that when two people are fighting, they both look like idiots from a distance, right? So, when Magic is blasting Rob Pelinka, and then, Rob Pelinka apparently was blasting Magic, and, and they're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, it really makes them all look kind of messy. And the fallout in all of this, in my opinion, will be, not just the Lakers organization. The Lakers organization is kind of fucked. I mean, this is just because Magic's a legend. Magic's the man. You got the man out here doing tell-all interviews, not even a tell-all book, tell-all interviews, about how bad your organization is run. So the organization is fucked, but also LeBron is fucked. His championship hopes are fucked with the Lakers anyway. At least with the Lakers. If I'm a free agent and I can go anywhere, I can go to any team I want to. I can go to a contender right now. I can go to Golden State, or maybe I can go to Houston, or I can go to Toronto, or I can go to Milwaukee and help out the Greek Freak and help them win a championship. The Greek Freak is this guy who's really, really good. Y'all got to go see him. He's really great, a great young player. Why would I want to go to the Lakers? I mean, sure, it's Showtime. Sure, they have this legacy, but it's just one of those places where it looks like it's just messy. And then you get in there. First thing that happens is you get caught in the politics. You're picking sides. Or you're being thrust to one side or the other, and it just becomes very uncomfortable for everybody. And so I personally think that it's one of those things where nobody really wins. I don't even know how Magic wins unless you consider revenge to be winning, right? If revenge is a win for him, then he's won. right? Now, honestly, from an outsider's perspective, I don't really understand how a guy like Magic wins from revenge, because Magic's already winning in life. You know what I mean? First of all, the man overcame HIV. I mean, let's give him a digital round of applause for that. Like, like just tell me yes or no. I mean, do you think I think that's remarkable? Like, shit, you fought the ultimate battle, and I remember Magic was on Arsenio, I think, and he was talking about how he was gonna fight it, and he said, "I've been a fighter my whole life," and he was thanking all his corporate sponsors for standing by him, but they didn't stand by him. They all dropped his ass the next day, and I think he was doing that again because he's so strategic. Think about this. He has the mind of a point guard. A good point guard can see a play developing before it happens. That's what makes them great, right? They can come down the court and they can see you. They pass the ball to the spot before you even get there because they see the play developing as it's happening, right? So Magic saw it developing. He saw the writing on the wall. He saw that KFC and Pepsi and whoever else his corporate sponsors were all going to drop his ass. So he goes on Arsenio and says, "I'd like to thank them for standing up for me or sticking by me in my tough, difficult time." And they all started clapping and all this other stuff, right? And so, so, but that didn't work because the next day they dropped him. But then I heard him also talking about, he said, "I'm a fighter. I fought my whole life. I'm a winner. I'm gonna win against this disease." And I remember thinking, man, like, wow, he's really optimistic. He's not going to win shit because he's going to be dead. Like, I honestly remember thinking, like, this isn't going to work. I was like in college at the time. I was young, and he won. He proved me wrong. He proved a lot of people wrong. And so that's the first thing I would say. Give Magic a digital round of applause for the fact that he's a bad motherfucker for overcoming the disease that has taken just countless lives in this country. But also, he's been a winner in life. He hasn't just, sort of quietly survived. Magic has thrived. Magic has gone on to becoming insanely wealthy. Probably has much higher net worth than he ever had playing basketball. He's amongst those what I call them. You might call them black unicorns of basketball, who actually are making more money after basketball than they made during basketball. Guys like Jamal Mashburn, guys like Shaquille O'Neal, a few others, guys like Michael Jordan, who are doing better post basketball than they were doing during basketball. And I just think that that's amazing. I love his success. I think it's great. I think it's just an excellent template for those who are paying attention to what black men are doing in this world. But I can't help but feel that this whole situation is just not a win in general. I don't feel like this was a good look for Magic. I don't feel like, I think people were kind of, I learned something from that, actually. I watched that interview and I said, so this is what an icon looks like when he decides to get petty. So it was a reminder, actually, to me, Boyce, do your best not to get petty, because y'all seen me get petty. If y'all watch my channel, yes or no, have you ever seen me get petty as fuck? Have you ever seen me get petty? I've gotten petty. I've been petty before, and now I look at it and I thought about it. I said, I don't think I want to be petty anymore, because I don't know if I don't think this really helps Magic, right? So anyway, do me a favor as I move forward. Please hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please do that. You're at drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent black people. If you want to support the spread of intelligent black media all throughout the world, please go to intelligentblackpeople.com. That's intelligentblackpeople.com. You can sign up. Also, if you want a free e-copy of my book, It Takes a Village to Raise the Bar, go to drboycewatkins.net. That's drboycewatkins.net. And I saw some of you asked about the shirt. If you want to get shirts like this, we got a lot of cool, smart aleck ass black people shirts. Like, let's say, like Black Business Owner and Melanated and stuff like that. You can go to Black Wealth Tees, Tees, blackwealthtees.com. That's blackwealthtees.com. So feel free to go check it out if you want to get a shirt for yourself. Now, one of the things that Magic mentioned was that he heard that Rob Pelinka, the GM of the Lakers, was talking behind his back, basically saying that he was an absentee president. Somebody mentioned earlier that Jason Whitlock said that. Jason Whitlock, I know Jason. I consider Jason a friend, even though I will confess some of the stuff that Jason says, I'm like, bro, come on, man. You're like, come on, brother, like, stop it, please. But Jason is not a stupid man. He's not a wimpy man, and he disagrees with me on a lot of issues. And I like that friendship because it stretches me in the sense of learning how to respect opinions that I don't agree with. And so anyway, Jason made an accurate point that Magic was an absentee president. And I think Rob Pelinka picked up on that. Now, I think that where Rob Pelinka seemed to have made the mistake is going and telling people that he felt this way about Magic, because it seems to me like that's not going to help him at all. Magic blasting him makes it difficult for him to move forward, with trust with people that come into the Lakers organization. But I personally think he can move forward. Just keep going, just keep moving. But I do think that that the whole idea of him saying that he was an absentee and complaining about it really kind of was an interesting way where just telling the truth might not always be the best move, right? Just saying what's on your mind is not always the best decision. And I think that what it seemed to me that what Magic was saying is that he's like, look, when I came in, people knew I had other businesses. I told them I had other stuff going on. I told them I wasn't going to be there all the time, and they were okay with that. But the thing was, Rob Pelinka may not have been okay with that. Maybe Jeanie Bus, the owner, who has a controlling interest in the Lakers, maybe she, was cool with that. But that don't mean everybody else was on board. And that's actually an organizational leadership lesson you can learn, is that just because the person at the top gave you power, don't mean everybody agrees with it. I knew a black professor at Syracuse who went up for tenure, and she only got tenure because my chairman said that the people here want to get rid of you so bad, Boyce, that I believe they gave her tenure because they wanted an excuse to not give you tenure. So, but I was fine with that because I wanted to do other things anyway. But they gave her tenure, and the way they gave it to her was they vetoed all the people she worked with who voted against her getting the promotion. So they just overrode all of that. So the people from the top gave an order that came down that said, you're going to give this black woman tenure even if you don't want to do it. Well, the problem was tenure is like a promotion for professors. It's kind of where you have a lifetime job. It's like welfare for smart people. It's like the university's marrying you. That's what tenure is. So anyway, when she got that promotion, you cannot imagine how shitty those people were that she worked with, that their decision had been overridden. They did not respect her. They did not congratulate her. Usually when professors get tenure, everybody's like, this is so great. I'm happy for you. Let's have a party. Not one person. I think one person out of 20 said congratulations to her. Everybody else was like, fuck you. Right. So sometimes you have that in an organization. Just because somebody at the top gives you authority, that don't mean you're going to have real authority. That don't mean you ain't going to have backstabbers in your midst. It happened a lot during the Vietnam War. You'd have some college kid who came over and said, oh, I get to come into the military as a sergeant, I guess, or whatever's above the sergeant. Like, I have a certain rank because I have a college degree. And they would get there, and the other soldiers would be like, well, fuck you and your degree, and fuck your false rank, because you ain't earned it. You ain't done shit. You just got here. And if you act like you got some real authority, we're going to put a bullet in the back of your head. That was just real. That's kind of how so there's a difference between, granted power and real power. There's a great difference between official authority and actual authority, right? So Magic may not have had as much actual authority with some of his colleagues, particularly if you're not there. If you're not there, then proximity is everything in a relationship. Like, even if you're dating a woman, this is a tip for the fellas, right? If you're dating a beautiful woman, try your best to live in the same city as that woman, because even though you might think that that's your woman and you're never there, studies actually show that eventually she will be attracted to, if there's an equally attractive man in her vicinity, she will eventually become attracted to the man who's closest to her, the one who's most readily available. Same thing is true with ladies. Same thing, exact same flip-flop, same thing. So ultimately, with Magic not being there, he was a little bit, to some people, it seemed like an absentee parent for the Lakers. He was like, oh yeah, Magic is our president, but he ain't here doing presidential work. He ain't here day in and day out. He ain't in here, really in the trenches with us. And we need to be in the trenches because the Lakers were getting their ass kicked. Now, if the Lakers was winning championships, if LeBron had got them to the finals or to the playoffs at least, then it would have been another story. I guarantee you. If the Lakers had a better season, Magic never would have quit. The drama never would have happened. It is what it is, right? So, at the end of the day, I think that what happens is when you have, this pressure of losing, people start saying, okay, we got to figure it out. Let's huddle up. Let's figure this out. And then if you got one dude who's always gone, then there's going to be some resentment. So it sounds like that's what happened here. It doesn't mean anybody was right or wrong. It just is what it is. And so apparently Magic came back in again with his official authority, but not actual authority, and said, I want to fire Luke Walton, the coach of the Lakers. Well, apparently they gave him pushback because he did not have the actual real authority to really make that move. They kind of challenged him on that because I think the sentiment probably was that he's never there. He's doing his other businesses. Go do your other businesses, man. We got this. We got this. And so at the end of the day, Magic walks away. And the thing is, I'm willing to bet that, I'm willing to bet that they wanted him to leave. I'm willing to bet that maybe something happened where Magic went in and said, if you don't do this and do that, I'm out, right? And I would be willing to bet 14 nickels that this is what happened. I don't know nothing about the Lakers like that, but this is my speculation based on my Negro intuition. I'm not even a Negro. I hate that word now. I don't like Negro and minority anymore. I'm not going to use those words. My black man intuition tells me that what probably went down is this. This is what I'm really getting. Again, I've been a boss. I've been a business owner for a while, so I've had my share of experiences. I'm gonna be willing to bet you that what happened, because this was straight ego. This is ego. This is him reminding them that he's Magic Johnson. I really feel that way. This is some like power move ass shit. Like if I'm not in the building, then fuck all of y'all. The building will be burned down. That's what I picked up from this conversation. So let me tell you what I believe happened. I believe that he went to Jeanie Bus and maybe some other people at the organization and said, I'm the president. This is what I want to do. And if you don't do what I want to do, then I'm out of here. Then I'm gone. Right? Like, so he probably threatened to quit. And I bet you that they were like, okay, have a good life. Good luck, bro. No hard feelings, Magic. We wish you the best, buddy. Good luck to you. And I really believe that he was like, oh, well, all right, then fine. And then I think this interview was kind of his last blow at the Lakers, because he clearly wasn't fine. Like, if you're moving on and you move happily ever after and you just out and you went on to better pastures and you doing better shit and you ain't thinking about that old person you used to date, then you're not going to worry about what they're doing. Like a relationship. Like if you really have moved on from somebody, you give zero fucks who they're dating, what they look like, like how happy they are. You don't care about that anymore because you're happy. Like why, the easiest way to get over somebody that you used to be with is to go find somebody better. And I guarantee you, they will disappear from your mind. You'll see them. You'll be like, oh my God, they got married. I'm so happy for you. Can I send you a gift? Good luck to you, right? You're not gonna be like, that motherfucker, I'm gonna go fuck up their marriage. She ain't shit. I'm going to. You don't do that if you have moved on. So I believe Magic did not really move on. I believe Magic was pissed. So let me see here. Like Magic said, Jeanie loved Luke Walton as a man, and he wanted to fire him. Okay. Anyway, let me see. Somebody wrote something. Somebody said it was reported that Jeanie was upset with Magic offering more than agreed upon for Anthony Davis, and it created trust issues. Okay, so yeah, there was some conversation about a guy, I forgot the guy's name, being pushed into the conversation that Magic didn't want to be involved. I forgot the guy's name, and so that was kind of I guess an issue. It almost sounds to me like it all kind of came down to power and Magic feeling that his authority was not respected. Y'all, anybody watch South Park? Remember Cartman used to say, respect my authority, right? Like, I feel like it was one of those, like, respect my authority kinds of moments where, like, it was great. You got to watch South Park. There's like Cartman's, if you don't get the joke, then that probably sounded stupid to you. But anybody else watch South Park? Or am I the only person who watches white people shows every now and then? I did watch Game of Thrones, but I'm pissed. I was mad as hell. That finale was garbage. But anyway, so the point is, at the end of the day, that I think that it was an ego thing, and it doesn't make Magic a bad guy. He's still a great man. I still admire him. I still respect him, but I don't know if I would trust him. See, that's the problem. I don't know if I would trust him. You know why? Well, because I'm gonna tell you, this is a little clue for those of you who are building empires and building kingdoms. Loose lips sink motherfucking ships. Loose lips sink ships. And if you build a ship and you want your ship to prosper, don't bring in somebody who's quick to go and tell you somebody else's business, because they will be telling your business too. Don't bring in somebody who just burned down somebody else's house, because what they're showing you is what's going to happen to you if you become their enemy. That's what they show you. They're like, okay, look, if we good, then we good. But if you piss me off, I will destroy you. Now, Content FO1 makes a good point. He says he had to save his rep. Magic, yeah, that's true. That's true. But I think you can save your rep by doing good deeds and doing good work. I don't know if you can save your rep by necessarily throwing a person under the bus who you feel threw you under the bus. I'm not saying Magic wasn't done wrong. I'm not saying that Magic didn't have a grievance. I'm just saying that it's a chink in the armor of the Magic Johnson persona when he feels like he has to reach back and get petty with the people he used to work with. You know, to me, what a Magic Johnson typically does is he just moves on, and people say, "Well, what happened? What happened with you and the Lakers? What's the gossip? What's the juicy gossip with the Lakers? What went down? Was that Rob? It was that Rob Pelinka, wasn't it?" You know, honestly, you know, the what you would think an icon would say is, "It's none of your business. It's all good. It's over. I wish them the best." And we've all, you know, sometimes things just don't work out. Sometimes you part ways. You know, and it's not always good. It's not always easy to get to that point. Even I have, you know, it's hard, right? But I can say this. I can say the majority of the drama I've had with other people does not become public at all. You know, it doesn't become public, and sometimes it doesn't even become public for me, even if it's public somewhere else, right? But then you get that feeling like, man, they up here lying. I need to defend myself. I need to speak up. But no, believe me, there's some stuff that I've had people say publicly to a lot of people, and I've just been like, you know what? I could either respond and be reactionary to what they said about me, or I can just be Boyce Watkins and go out here and kick ass and take names and show y'all what I'm motherfucking made of, right? I can show you how great I believe that I can be, and I believe you can be great too, so we can all be great together. And to me, I think that's a more constructive way to move forward than to get back into what someone might consider to be like chatty patty kinds of situations. You know, like maybe it's okay to engage in that for a little while, but I think there's a point where you got to move on. And I will just say this: hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Let's take a second. On the count of three, everybody, please hit the thumbs up button. 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And by the way, if you like books like Powernomics, everybody should read it. Go to drboycebooks.com. That's drboycebooks.com. This is the Black Economic Bible. You guys know about my new book, which I actually have here, Black American Money 3. If you want to go take a look, that's also at drboycebooks.com. But don't buy my book or read my book until you read Powernomics. Powernomics is it's like, you know, you remember in college how you had prerequisites for a class? The prerequisite to understanding me is to understand Dr. Claude Anderson, because he's the OG, he's the legend, he's the man, he's the reason I exist. And also, summertime's coming, and if you have badass kids, you want to keep them occupied. Your kids are like mine, and they run around asking for money, asking for stuff. Feel free to check out our financial workbooks for children. We cover all grade bands. We cover stocks, investing, all that stuff. We designed this just for Black children. That's why there's a Black child on the cover. And we cover every single grade, every single level. So feel free to go check them out at financialworkbooks.com. That's financialworkbooks.com. The 12-year-old, the nanny actually came down and told me that the 12-year-old wanted a new pair of shoes. And I told her that I'll get her a new pair of shoes, but she's got to learn 5 financial concepts before I will even consider pulling out my credit card. So that's kind of how we do the negotiation back and forth. Whenever she tells me she wants something, I tell her, well, you understand quid pro quo. You understand what that means, right? She'll be like, yeah. I'm like, okay, so what are you going to do to earn whatever it is you want from me? And so at the end of the day, don't let your kids think that they can come in and ask you for money and not expect to get something, to do something for that. They got to do a chore. They got to go learn something. Like make them an investment and not fucking charity. Don't treat your kid like a welfare case. They can do better than that. Push them, make them earn it. You know, have them do things that are going to better their lives, so they'll learn how to go out in this world and be hustlers. Okay. So anyway, thanks for hitting the thumbs up button. If you haven't done that, please hit the thumbs up button. Please subscribe. Let's see, Doc, you've always said that you can't come into someone else's house and move around the furniture. That's true too. What I would love to see, actually, is I would love to see Magic link up with Ice Cube in the Big Three League. Wouldn't that be cool to see Magic participating with the Big Three? I love what Ice Cube put together. I don't know a lot about the Big Three. I'm going to go do some research on it. But I think that there's lawsuits and stuff that they're involved in. Like I think they're in $1 billion lawsuit or something crazy like that because apparently something happened with a funding source. They dried up, and that was pretty interesting too. And I'll go break that down and kind of give you guys analysis. And I'll also do the analysis on the Black Financial Channel, which is theblackfinancialchannel.com. So we talk about financial stuff all day long. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here, guys. I wish Magic and LeBron the best. One thing I will say is that I don't see LeBron winning out of this. I don't see the Lakers getting the kind of talent that they're going to need to help LeBron get the most out of the rest of his career with this kind of nonsense going on. I don't think they're going to attract the level of free agent that they need in order to really become the team they need to be. I think LeBron is out of there. I think he's out. And if I'm LeBron, you know what I do? I try to see if I can go over to the Rockets. I see if I can go to the Nets. I see if I can go any of these teams that are in the playoffs right now. If they added, look, you add LeBron, take away a couple little pieces, then suddenly you become the favorite to win the championship. He's the difference maker. He's like black people when it comes to voting, right? Like we can't get a candidate elected by ourselves, but we are the difference maker because we're the last group in America that votes as a block. So that's why I wear annoying shit like this that says I'm not Democrat, I'm not Republican, I'm just black. I'm voting for black people. And so as for black people, we're kind of like what LeBron is in the NBA. We are the difference maker. So LeBron, I think, knows this, and he's a smart man. He's a great businessman. He's going to have tons of money. He's an extraordinary human being, and and I think he's going to be fine. But I just hated the fact that he wasted a year at the Lakers. I think that wasn't good for his career. I think he's going to have a great career beyond that. But father time catches up to everybody. So anyway, somebody says, "Boy, stay out of basketball." Well, stay out of my podcast. Fuck you. Anyway, I'm out of here, guys. You guys have a good day, and I'll see you soon. Have a great day. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe. And also, if you want to support the channel, please go to intelligentblackpeople.com. That's intelligentblackpeople.com. I see Mr. Big says your moderators banned me from Your Black World. Help a brother out. Duel is our head moderator. So Duel, let me know if you think or what happened with Mr. Biggs. Send me a personal note and we'll look into that. Okay. All right. So I'll see you guys soon. Have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Peace.